All right. Hello and welcome to Business in Lahles, Session 20. As we continue our adventure, getting farther and farther into our story. But first, let's go ahead and check in with our players, see how each of your weeks were. Let's go ahead and start with Rekid. Rekid, how was your week?
It was good. I had last week off of work, so got back into work this week. So far, so good. I've done a lot of adulting this week. I went to my first homeowners association meeting today. That was something.
Oh, what was that like? Just for those of us who perhaps don't have a home that we own.
It was on Zoom, at least. So
You guys still do yours on Zoom? We go in person.
Yeah, I have a house, but we don't have a homeowners association, so yeah.
But to give you an idea of how it goes, Kadir, it's pretty much awful.
I imagine. I'm just thinking it's a bunch of old people complaining. Is that accurate? Or
well, ours is actually our first homeowner association meeting ever, because they just now finished building in the neighborhood, so now it's actual controlled by the homeowners. So this was our first one. It was electing people to the board, all that stuff. So
Are you on the board?
no.
Oh,
Just-
I am.
don't
It's
think fun.
It
I,
sounds awful in so many ways.
I shudder to think what Christian would do with actual power. All right, I would like to propose that we use our budget to print out pieces of paper that have memes on them and post them around the neighborhood. It's like-
Someone walking
I
around
would-
with a basket. Bring
I
out
would-
your memes.
I would vote for that.
Yeah. There must be like a TV screen on every street corner playing the Rickroll, the Rick Astley.
Krev, how's your week, bud?
Good. Just crazy busy with work.
Yeah, same.
Oh
Onyx,
my god.
how was your week?
Wonderful. Couldn't ask for anything more. Next.
Heard.
Got him.
Trace, how was your week?
Good.
Nice. Kadir, what about you, bud?
I'm doing great. I'm just happy this week's over. There's something really soothing about this RuneScape meme that Christian posted.
The
I
dancing
don't-
one.
No, both of them really, but I don't know, just it brings me back to a time.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say definitely a time. I don't know if it was good though.
Back when the internet was wild.
Anytime with friends is a good time.
Oh my god.
I remember playing RuneScape on dial-up. That's how long ago that was for me.
Oh, didn't that suck? Like a lot. You ever disconnect in the wilderness and like come back and find all your shit's just gone? Like,
Mom, get off the phone. I'm PKing.
Oh my god, it's real though.
I remember those days. Pretty good, though.
Only millennial things. Oh my
Fun
God.
times, though. I kind of miss it here and there. But like, if I ever try to go back and play it, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, try going back to a time when you didn't have smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you thought internet was slow now, fuck. I'm
surprised they don't have RuneScape on, Android.
They probably do.
I could swear they did. Like, there is a new.
I have no idea.
There is a new RuneScape that a revitalized for millennials who yearn for the wistful old days of people just throwing bullshit text at you all day for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, welcome to the RuneScape stream, everyone.
Well, with that, let's
All RuneScape all the time.
Exactly. Who would like to go ahead and take point on our recap from last week's session.
Got it.
I vote Trace.
We killed something.
Huh?
Very well said. Thank you.
Krev and I nearly escaped the jaws of death.
Yeah. And I honestly probably shouldn't have. That was just dumb luck. Or rather, that guy was really unlucky. I don't know. Either way.
But
I mean, whatever. The big Yuan-Ti guy then died after that. But, yeah.
Honestly,
We were yo-yoing. And,
yeah, accurate.
what was his name? We realized we had the one dude's name backwards. I guess it's Bradgar now.
Wow.
And Renus, they teleported in, helped the fight, and basically there were almost no survivors of the wheat civets. There was just Orth, Naura, and like 5 of the other soldiers.
yeah, I remember you said.
Then we had to kind of discuss what to do with moving the bodies, and then we went back to the tavern in Lahles and had some drinks. And Bradgar told us about I think it was like 60 or 70 bodies that they were holding in some building because they can't go out and bury them because they just get attacked by the Yuan-Ti.
And that's particularly awful because we don't even know like the full capacity of named characters that were lost there.
Yeah.
We know that the woman that I can't even remember her name. The woman that I nicknamed
just said it, Aaron Perry.
Arian Perry. I was going to say the woman I nicknamed the Lioness. Yeah, we found out that she was dead, and like it could literally just be anyone. We have no clue the extent really beyond the number.
Orth and Nara were pretty much just in shock at how abysmal the fight went. They're pretty distraught. I think we're just trying to get them to come back to center, and try to strategize with us. We rested and leveled up.
Yeah.
And the last bit is Bradgar had to bite the bullet, so to speak. We delivered the bad news of how we got the wheat civets to come here, which was we had agreed to remove Bradgar from power to get Samara and the wheat civets to come here, and we just fucking told him that literally at the end. That was like the last thing we said. I tried to put up a front and soften to deliver it, but also to soften the blow a little bit. But I think we were just getting to the point where we were going to see how he took it.
Well, I think he was pretty distraught. We saw that, and he said that she would do anything to increase her power, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where we landed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that is exactly where we will jump back into our game tonight. As we continue the conversation with Bradgar after relaying the information to him with the plan of having him step down and Renus take his place. That is when Bradgar had stood up, slamming his fist against the table, and began his explanation of why this is a terrible idea. One of which is that Samira seems to only want power and to rule with such, being able to hold benefits and other treasures above the common folk's head. And you think that Renus would be willing to go along with such things? Him and I are practically like brothers.
I believe he is a good man and that he will do whatever is necessary to keep the city safe. And first of all, if Samira is truly as dangerous as you say, then perhaps we should not have sought her as an ally. But second, She did give us the option of having you replaced with Renus. That seems to be her primary. That implies to me that perhaps she does not seek power at all.
And then what was her proposal after sending those 50 men?
There will be more men, which she has agreed to send to defend the city.
That was supposed to be just a very small concession. Now,
yes.
they had to prepare to send the full army.
The forward party, so to speak.
Well,
The
If
vanguard.
anything, it was more of just a scouting party.
My God.
well, fuck. Not much help that's gonna give now.
I mean, she told us it would take them, what was it, a few days? So, I mean...
We were a smaller party and we traveled fast. They could be as far as a week behind.
True.
Especially if they hit any snakes on the way in. Nonetheless, they will also have difficulty getting across that bridge, which is no longer there. There are formidable issues to arrive at Lahles. So I ask you, Bradgar, if she was so dangerous, why did you send us to her to begin with?
As I said, she has plenty of men and plenty of gold to fund this effort.
So do our enemies, but, I mean, we're not exactly going to them for help.
Well, I guess it is difficult for me to see if you consider them enemies or friend, but to my perception, we have brought them here just as you requested.
I am just quite taken back and appalled, to say the least, that you would even offer such things to her. But I do suppose if that's what had to be done in order to secure the help,
Well, to whatever. Once she is here and she has fought the war, then, or once she is here, to my belief, once she is here, you could. How do I say this? Once she arrives here, it is not as if she will go back. You can either renegotiate the terms and send her back, or you can accept her aid and step down. To be perfectly honest, your mode of negotiation matters very little to us. Our goal was to bring her here, and it very well could be up to you to negotiate and seal the deal. Whatever is between the two of you, well, this is your chance to fix it now. Our sins come for us one by one. And I think this is your chance to fix whatever sins lay between you and her.
Yes, if you could remedy the past, you might be able to find a better trade or solution.
perhaps you're right. Did she give you anything? A piece of parchment, perhaps, of her plans? What she intends to do?
No, we received no such confirmation.
Could we perhaps message her?
Perhaps the others. She had spoke with them.
Orth and Nalra.
Yes, those are the two captains or two of her first commanders.
They seem to be close to her. She would not commit them lightly.
And there's nothing else that happened during this conversation. No certain details of how she plans to bring troops forth.
She gave no details as to her troops. She only said that it would take time to bring them forth.
Gather the resources and such. For war.
Yes, the amount of troops she is bringing, it seems a formidable amount, and therefore takes time to bring the full force.
I would imagine it's in the hundreds at least. I mean, she told us the 50 up front was just a small taste, so...
Well, if I know Samira, she won't want to be outshined by anybody. Anyone that she brings, she'll make sure that they're underneath her banner.
I mean...
Wouldn't be surprised if they're 500 or more.
Maybe 1,000.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Krev.
I mean, who knows? There's a lot of people in that city.
Well, if there's nothing else, then I think it's time. I think it's time that each of you go lay your heads and rest.
You aren't rethinking that promotion by any chance, are you?
Well, as he kind of looks over towards Krev and gives like a little bit of a smirk. If our friend here wasn't so inclined to bring up the conversation so soon, then I wouldn't have to make for, well, excuses to be able to pull away.
Well, we did what we had to. I hope you see our way of thinking. We do not relish it any more than you would. Again, please accept my sternest apologies. I'll give a bow.
Make sure each of you, if ready, report back for your orders tomorrow.
Orders?
And he'll like look back up, like towards you, Trace. Yes, you're all in the guild, correct?
But still.
Well, we are at war. I need every hand available.
Just ask nicely next time, it will be good.
I'll make note of it.
Thank you.
He'll wave his hand, and then the door will open.
Trace tried to wave his hand and see if the door closes.
It does not.
Damn it.
Well, looking forward to going to the sunken temple tomorrow, I suppose. We will hear from you then.
It definitely will not be tomorrow. We need a long rest now.
We healed from the level.
Yeah, mechanically speaking, when you guys get your rest tonight, even though it would be considered like a quote-unquote short rest from the gritty on how we play, but because you leveled, it will act as a long rest for you. So then that's when your EXP will kick in, and then everything will be reset.
But I thought we still needed a long rest at some point, right? I mean, isn't that like... You can't go without long rests, right?
No, so like the leveling acts as a long rest.
Yeah, I get that. But we haven't had a long rest for like, I don't know, a month.
No, you
Isn't
don't.
our
I don't think
character
you have to have a
exhausted?
long rest. I think your character just has to rest at some point. And since we're doing
that
gritty,
sucks.
I think it kind of counts as a short rest as well.
Yeah, that's kind of how. So in normal D&D, you do need that long rest, but because this is gritty, I had assumed that the short rest was subbing in for that quote unquote sleep.
Does it also mean that you regain exhaustion on short rest?
Yeah,
Nice.
but we haven't had to worry about that just yet.
We still need to take long rest than we had before, though. To like keep up the spell casting.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying, mechanically speaking, the reason I put this in is because at lower levels, you're obviously gonna level a bit quicker, and then the spells on the gritty become more of a thing when you're, 8 to 10. I would like kind of estimate is where I've seen it be a little bit more impactful, but nonetheless, the door opens, and Bradgar says, "Have a good evening."
You too, Bradgar. I leave. Was it a question? Is he still in this tower?
He should have been making his way there as soon as we made our way back.
Very well. Are the boys okay?
Yes, they're fine.
I can't wait. Leave.
Press X to exit.
Press X to doubt.
Everyone else is following as Kadir begins making his way back down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as each of you head out of Radgar's office and follow Kadir down the stairs, making your way back down to the first floor where the tavern area is, you still see that it is quite dead inside, not just with the amount of people, but the morale standpoint as well. A lot are hanging their heads and having quieted conversations, and it does not seem like the guild hall that you had made your way into when arriving to Lahles nearly a month ago.
So I would like to go to Arenas' tower. What time of day is it?
From the estimate of when you had left the battlefield, the sun was just making its way down and it was becoming dusk. So roughly 8 to 8:30 p.m.
All right. Well, I would. I think we should. I think we should settle in. Let us. I will go to Arenas's, but if any of you wish to do anything, then, well, I will not stop you.
A word with you, Kadir, before you head out.
Yes. Do you mean privately or?
A quiet corner would do.
Very well.
Is there one available in this room? Just kind of a quiet corner.
Yeah, you can find a nice, couple tables away from anybody else. You do see Orth and Nalra, and they both kind of, perk their heads up as each of you make your way downstairs.
I want to be, as far away from Orth and Nalra as possible.
Yes, you can find a table easily enough.
Okay. This will be quick. And I assume we're at the table at this point. I'll just kind of lean over in a hushed tone. Something to consider, Kadir. We wouldn't be expected to make good on our part of the deal if the person in question didn't survive the war.
Yes,
Just a thought.
I know.
Just some food for thought. That's it.
Yes, I understand.
Well, good hunting.
I have something more on my mind for tonight. as I walk back, Krev, there's something. Once we arrive, and of course, I'm hoping we'll just be walking to Renus's at this point. There is something I think we would be ready for.
You're having this conversation while you're heading to Renus?
Yeah, this is just open conversation.
All right, collectively, like everybody, just double checking.
Sure.
Or record, or are you gonna hang back?
I guess what I understood was he was going out to talk to Renus, and maybe the rest of us were turning in for the night.
Oh, I assumed we were staying at his tower personally.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Those goblins again? Kidding.
But yeah, I guess then we would all be going over there then, I suppose.
So, Krev, there is something I think I'm ready for. I would like to ask you if I could borrow your smithing implements.
Sure.
And I'd also like to ask you for your aid in what we're about to do. Assuming I can get your help tonight. I know you have this nagging need for, what is it called, sleep?
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are for short rest, but how many hours do you actually have to rest for that? Like to actually sleep, quote unquote.
I think it says sleep 6 and like what's it called? Like light
activity.
Yeah, light activity. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. For 2 hours.
I am thinking I am finally ready to start smithing the implement I'll need to start improving our group, so to speak, to start making truly fine equipment for us. And I would like your help, Krev, if you can afford to give it tonight.
How many hours do we have?
Well, and this is what I don't know, but so I guess this is directed more towards Kyle, but would he be able to give advantage on smithing checks? Or does he have to stay up for the whole distance the whole time that I would be working on it?
Oh, he'd have to stay up for the whole time you're working on it for sure.
Okay.
Well, assuming we haven't leveled up yet, that would be highly detrimental to me not to sleep tonight.
I completely agree.
At this point, though, can each of you roll me perception checks?
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. Da, 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 da.
Damn, good rolls, guys.
Yeah, pretty good all around.
So, as soon as you left the Corn Silk Rat Guild Hall, you would have noticed the obvious rain continuing. You hear just a few crows cawing as they're perched upon the rooftops before they begin to flutter away off into the rain. And with it being rainy and just the time of day that you knew it to be, it'd be relatively dark. You'd notice that there is nobody walking about the streets. Very few people you'll pass while you're making your way to the tower. It's very oddly quiet as you are making your way there.
So this is the next morning. I'm assuming we've leveled up then, right?
No, you're still on your way to Renus's tower.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
It's just like after leaving the guild hall.
Yeah.
Remembering what Renus said, he spoke that they could not bury their dead. Does that mean that they could not go outside at all?
That's a good question.
You hear a few pitter-patter footsteps off in the shadows in an alley as you're continuing on.
I would like to dip into. I'll motion to the group, and we'll dip into another alley, preferably.
Okay, you quickly
Sure.
look around. You see just an alley just on the other side of the street. You cross, quickly having everyone else follow before making your way into the shadows of the alley.
Could I start a dumpster fire in the other alley using create bonfire?
Sure, I mean, you can create a fire there, no problem.
Well, I mean, light up whoever's there. I mean, we're in an alley. Might as well start a dumpster fire.
The only dumpster fire I'm aware of is this party.
Yeah. Ha.
Heyo.
Got
Like,
him.
is the other alley within 60 feet? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's roughly about 40 foot away.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put it right there in the front of the alley to illuminate the alley. Like, not on the building, of course. I don't want to set a building on fire.
Yeah, you
but-
set it, your create bonfire into the alley. As the flames light up, you see a shadow of what appears to be a fairly large creature, but as it gets closer to the fire, it grows smaller and smaller, and you'll recognize it easily to be a cat.
A magic cat.
Oh, good. It's just a cat. Dies immediately. Well, how far away are we from Renus's tower?
Maybe 5-10 minutes at most.
Oof. All right. Well, maybe we perhaps should not work our way down city streets. We do not know how dangerous this place has become.
True. Shall we get going then?
Yes.
All right.
So you're
we
gonna make
get
your way
going.
through back alleys instead?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, each of you are fairly familiar with the town. Who's gonna be leading the way? I'm assuming Trace.
Big old fuck yeah. I'm sorry, I don't want to speak for you, but I know how much you love that darkness.
It suits me.
I'm pretty sure you have advantage on that, buddy. And you're invisible in darkness, aren't you?
That's true.
I'm assuming a lot, but
Yeah, +1. I
Oh yeah,
needed
you
that.
needed it.
That DC 25, man.
gotta watch out for those enemies that have 24 passive perception. There could be an ancient dragon around any corner.
Exactly.
I think they have somewhere in the 20s.
True.
Yeah, I think the 24 is right. Somewhere around there. Trace, as you kind of make your way ahead of the group, disappearing into the night, and you just making your way, giving like silent signals to the others whenever you need to communicate with them. With how stealthy you are, with your role, you feel that you're quite confident while you're making your way about. The sounds of the rain are covering your footsteps perfectly as you're making your way through the alleys. As you make your way, you do not see anything in particular of significance, but it will just take a tad bit longer for you to make your way through the alleys to Renus's tower.
I move at normal speed while I'm stealthing. Just for the record.
Yeah, it's not a like a direct line. It's more zigzaggy.
Fair, fair.
But as you make your way out of the alley, you each see Renus's tower just a little bit up the road. And as each of you make your way there, you'll see that the door is closed.
I guess we didn't really expect anything else. I can't even remember how you opened it.
Shall we knock?
Yes, I believe we should.
Knock away.
Alright, I knock. I do not cast the knock spell, though. Is there any answer?
So as you knock on the door, you'll hear just like the little bits of an echo. But as you wait a minute, 2 minutes goes by, no answer.
I knock again. I say, Renus, it is us. Kadir and friends.
Oh, I think I remember this. I gotta kick in the door.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Athletics. Here we are.
You feel like you've made a very, very solid connection with this one. A little bit better than the previous time when you had kicked the door in. But this time, it does not work. You're met with basically immovable object. As you kick the door, it just feels like you're kicking a wall, essentially. Just a quick thud, and your knee just kind of buckles a bit as you move towards it, doing a little bit of an odd split.
Do I take damage?
No.
Okay.
I think you're dexterous enough to be able to pull something of that nature.
So
For another year, perhaps.
Do you want to take damage?
Well, I asked because since we haven't leveled up yet, I think I have 5 HP left. So it's very possible I could just knock myself out, but that's okay.
Which actually would be funny. Use your head.
So, yeah, Reckon will say, confirmed, door is locked, 0 out of 10, would not kick again.
Maybe we should try picking the lock.
Wasn't there a special thing about this?
Yes, if you are a friend and you attempt to open the door, then it lets you in. I attempt to just open the door normally, like a normal human. Hopefully he considers us a friend, and the door opens, unless he changed the magical lock, so to speak, because a friend fucked him over. I don't know. I might be thinking about this too much. That's my character's job.
But sure enough, Kadir, as you open the door as a normal person, and with your remembrance of how this door works, the door does open.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's magic.
A perfectly human solution that does not involve breaking down doors.
No, I softened it up for you. It's fine.
The only thing softer than this door is your head.
Oh,
That is very soft, though.
Oh, no.
I have a 14 intelligence, misters.
I have a 15 intelligence.
I forget I am talking to most intelligent wizard in party.
And strongest.
Renus, we are here. We begin going up the stairs loudly.
As you make your way in, the door will close behind you. And you hear the familiar sounds of the fireplace crackling. You see the stairs that lead up towards the kitchen, and all the books and study materials that line the first floor.
Renus, are you home?
Hello? Uh, is that you, Kadir?
Renus, we feared you were not home. Old friend. Old friend. Have we known each other long enough to call each other old friends?
You know him for like a month.
Perhaps middle-aged friends. Then.
Time is not a factor for one that helps family members, such as you helped my boys. One moment, I'll be right down.
Yes, we will wait.
And as he like rounds the corner, each of you had like begun making your way upstairs, and just oh, some tea. As he
Yes.
gestures towards the door.
This
Oh,
is
wonderful.
a time for tea.
Any rabbit around?
And as Trace, you make your way in first. You will see the goblin twins both making their way, throwing their hands up. The forks and spoons both fly in the air as they leave the bowls at the table. Yay! As they run over towards you. And as like their arms open wide towards you, they will run directly past you, turning, and then just go, "Ah, old man!" And then run around you, Wreck-It, until they see Onyx, and then giving Onyx a hug.
Thank God.
I told you we'd be back.
You were right. You've been gone for like years, though.
Yeah.
I suppose a few weeks seems like years to a goblin. Forgive us, though. We are dripping wet. I use prestidigitation to just kind of like shuffle the water, down the stairs.
The boys will take you by your hands, Onyx, both leading you into the kitchen area and then sitting you down at the table. One slides their bowl of porridge over to you and then picks their spoon up from the ground, handing it to you. As the rest of you make your way in, Renus will follow and then place a kettle above the fireplace in order to begin boiling some water for tea.
Very nice.
So I assume that each of you had taken some time to speak to Bradgar then.
Yes, we did. Well,
I'm sure he was quite happy. Perhaps not with how the day turned out with their numbers, but at least that each of you were able to acquire the help.
well. I do not think so much on the happy side, perhaps. There are more of Samira's men coming to the city to help stave our losses, but I fear that what comes next is indeed a crucial moment.
What do you mean by such things?
We have made an agreement with Samira, the only one that I believe we could make. We agreed that if Bradgar were to step down from his position, that she could save the city in favor of someone else a little bit closer to home, someone whose hands this town would still be in good hands with. Not any foreigner, but somebody who lives here and who cares for its denizens.
He'll just kind of like stand looking at you, like a bit confused, but more curious.
We suggested that if Samira could help save this town, or that if she did help save this town, that Bradgar would step down in favor of yourself. Or, honestly, I don't think she cares who steps into power as long as it is not Bradgar.
Oh. And then he'll like turn back to the kettle, like kind of using a fire poker to turn over a couple of the logs. I thought you were serious for a moment. It didn't strike you as the jokester, Kadir.
Well, would that truly be such a foolish idea?
And he'll like turn to you, holding the fire poker in his hand, and just say, "Are you serious? You actually propose such things?"
We did.
Didn't she propose it, actually?
No,
I can't
No.
remember.
it was us. The only thing she wanted was Bradgar gone. To be honest, I think she prefers him dead. But, well, we delivered our information to Bradgar, and we got her here. Well, she will be here. To be perfectly honest, I do not care if Bradgar is the one who remains in power here. All I care is that the city is saved. Whatever agreements they come to, I am willing to take it.
And that's how each of you feel.
Well,
Honestly, I feel like they might be able to work out their problems. I mean, obviously, the issues go pretty far back.
that is the hope.
I
And
think neither side is really willing to truly tell us why they have such issues with each other.
yes. We
I don't
seem
suppose
to
you'd know more.
No, I do not. But it strikes me a bit of odd as why he would ask for the help from her if there is any sort of ill temper towards one another, but
He was not very illuminating of those facts. He just kept saying they had men and the funds to support a war. But
he
you would think that you would only do that with an ally, not some neutral nation or one that is a rival. Seems foolish. I don't know. I feel like we're not getting the full story from Bradgar.
nor from Samira. It almost seems that she knows something that he did, that perhaps even something that he did that perhaps he doesn't know that she knows.
Oh, she told us she has evidence of something of that nature.
Mm.
what's
She didn't
in
tell us what it was, but
what's
Ah.
in all the gods' names are you speaking of? This it's starting to make no sense.
she has some dirt on him.
Boys, huh? Go to your rooms. Ah, can we take her? As they both look up towards you, Onyx, longingly.
Sure. I will accompany you. I follow them.
They'll lead you up to the third floor where they lead you to their room, and He will begin playing with some toys and little rocks and sticks, things of that manner.
Nice.
Well,
She says she has some dirt on him, something that would quite damage his reputation. Potentially knock him out of power anyways.
The implication that she gave is that he has done something extremely reprehensible. He gave no such indication to us, such as she did. So either one of them is lying, or they both full well know, and neither of them want to tell us. And I cannot decide which.
Renus will begin collecting a few cups and place them on the table. Then
Of
pouring the
course.
tea.
As
I-
we're
What
pouring tea.
evidence did she give of this? Let me guess. She gave you nothing.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't even want to give it to him. I want to lie, but I'm. Can I make an insight check to know? Can I get an insight check to feel like if he's truly on our side, or to see if? Can I do that?
I don't think I can give you an insight check for that. I'll let you get an insight check to see if like what he's saying is truthful or not, but
I'll take anything, honestly. All right.
yeah, he seems pretty blown away by this proposition that you've put forth. And I mean, from how he's speaking, he seems pretty confident in his accusation that she gave nothing, no proof, just her word.
Ooh. I look down pensively at the ground. We have one thing, and I would not even call it proof. In fact, I am so scared right now I know that you have a strong allegiance to Bradgar but honestly, I have no clue what to expect from any of this. So please understand that when I speak of this, I do so with difficult understanding in my heart. We have this. I pull out the compass.
Before you do that, Trace would like to step in and say, when you have a common enemy, all your squabbles with each other should be put aside. I mean, we're facing great danger. You shouldn't have any, like, whoever's in charge, whoever is the leader, whoever is whatever. It doesn't really matter now, does it? We should put our efforts together. And I say that both to Venus and to Kadir.
Kadir, can you roll me a perception check, please? As you're taking out the compass and Trace kind of steps in, you'll notice out of your peripherals, Venus, his attention has been grabbed looking towards Trace. As you pull out the compass, you will see that it is pointing in a more southern and very little eastern direction, maybe by 10 degrees east.
So southern. Question: where is Renus standing in this room exactly? Is he?
So, can you see this? That arrow
Yeah.
I'm drawing?
Yeah.
So, like, that's about the direction the compass is pointing.
Okay.
Could you try to move the compass around a little, see if it's close by? I mean, you notice if the hand moves fast, if it's close by.
We would have to spend time traveling, circling around.
No, I'm more thinking about walking back and forth in this room.
And also,
Like-
we're currently in a room with Renus. This is a meta conversation. It can't happen.
Yeah, but I'm thinking just moving it like 2 meters and see if something happens with the pin.
Well, we'll say, like, as Trey says that, you'll notice Renus's attention move back towards you, Kadir. And then he'll say, "What is this?"
Do you take issue with me showing him, Trace?
Oh, not at all.
All right. Then, Renus, take this to mean that we trust you. We care for you deeply, and we know not what this means, but she gave us an item. She gave us a compass. It points to something, though we know not what it is. And she said that this something would provide proof of whatever it is Bradgar had done. But as Trace, and I'll put the compass away. But as Trace has said, what comes next must be. What comes next must be, regardless of what has happened. There must be an attempt made at alliance, at friendship, lest everything go to the side. I think truly, whatever is the best, if it is at all possible for an alliance to be made, it must be, and there must be an attempt for them to put things aside between them, and we hope for nothing else. What has happened in the past is shadowed by what is happening, what atrocities happen here in the present. I hope.
I'm not sure how a compass would have. How would
I
that
believe
do
it's
anything?
magical. It doesn't point north.
Yes, it. Do I remember where it pointed when we were in? Do I remember what direction it pointed when we were in Mito?
Like taking it out and like looking at it on your map, it was pointing towards like the largest area that you could see was the city of Glintz. As like a good marker.
Where's Glentz?
It is on your map to the south of you. Keep going down.
Yeah, it's like southeast corner.
No. I mean, when I saw it in Mito, do I remember what direction it pointed?
That's the direction
Southeast.
that it pointed.
Towards Glentz.
Mm-hmm. It was like a southeastern direction.
Like way down there, southeast.
Oh wow. So it pointed southeast from Mito.
It was like an east-southeast direction from Mito, to be precise.
Well, ironically, I do believe we are closer to whatever it is. Well, wherever it points somewhere in the southern Empty Tides Sea, I believe.
Do I know where it was pointing now? Did you kind of show us?
I did not.
Okay.
They're still kind of in conversation with we're not in a position to really show.
Well, I mean,
some-
I'm standing with you, so I couldn't tell when you were pulling out the compass.
No, his was like a quick glance at it.
Okay.
But I think this item is hardly relevant until we get a chance to explore, but also until this war. I don't believe we'll be leaving Lahles until this war is over. I think we're here for the long haul now.
Well, that depends on a few things. I mean, I think our best bet is to go for the whatever controls these monsters, snakes. That could lead us to several places, right?
Do we?
I think we came to the conclusion when we fought the what they call the Unti the other day that they are led by something from somewhere, right? Because they did not appear to be like they didn't appear to have a commander among them, or they didn't appear to have any personal effects on them. So they appear to be controlled by something.
At this point, each of you will notice that Renus is got quite a confused look on his face as you mentioned this. But let's jump upstairs to Onyx real quick. Onyx, is there anything in particular you would like to do with the twins?
No. Just enjoy the company.
All right. So, just continuing to play games and do odd various playful activities and
Yeah.
you know I say odd because they're goblins and you're probably not as familiar with their culture in their
Right.
game, so but each of you notice that look upon Renus's face, and he'll like rub his chin, kind of like outlining his jawline.
What are you thinking, Arenas?
Well, to be quite honest, I'm thinking quite a few things. But with the conversation that you had brought up, makes me a bit curious as he like maneuvers around, taking a seat in one of the chairs and then finishing off his tea. Did he not tell you?
Tell us what?
What has risen in the empty tide sea?
Oh, no.
Wait, I thought they did.
They did?
Wasn't it some sort of palace or something?
I have completely forgotten that, at least.
I don't remember anything.
don't remember
we're talking
that
about like
either.
the
Yeah.
we're talking about the sunken temple area.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was in the sea. I think that was literally just an area of the city.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's why I bought Jade.
Yeah, I think what if that is exactly what you're talking about, Rekid, the sunken temple was like a tavern area, like a different tavern in the city.
I'm gonna laugh if he was right though, and there is a palace. So that'd be crazy.
It's the fever dream.
We are woefully lacking in information.
Well, it seems that we have found where their source of their power seems to be coming from. And he will move over, stand up, go over to a desk, grab a map, and then place it on the table. and then where you see a circle in the empty tide sea, you see the words temple.
Can we get a ping? Well, no, that'll do. A ping isn't necessary.
Which,
I'll
to be
fine.
quite honest, Rekid, you kind of hit right on the nose. I was wondering, I was like, damn, did I tell him? I didn't think I told him yet.
Got him.
Well, that's not even that far away, is it?
Did you hack his DM notes or some shit? Like,
I know where
To
all
be,
this
to be
treasure
quite
is.
honest, I wasn't sure how far you guys would be zoomed in, but I mean, I can resize it to a more scalable size if you prefer. It was just mainly like a marker. There you go. There. Right there is where a temple has begun to rise out of the empty tide sea. Which explains where and why some of those ships have gone missing.
Well,
And
I
why
don't know
didn't he
about Rook.
tell you?
Well, the conversation seemed to have been ruled by other things. Among them, the possibilities of, well, our discussion with Samira mostly took things over from there. We lied, but I can only hope that we brought her closer so that she could save the city. Well, I guess it was mostly me.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm really bad at sitting still and waiting for things to happen. I feel like we should drop everything and go to that temple.
I presume the temple's defenses are formidable.
We haven't been able to figure out a way to get any ship close. None of the ships that we had sent out for trade have made their way back. The only one that has, and we had a report of it, an abandoned ship that landed in Golden Leaf, but no word of anything else.
Well, the way I see it, there are a few options. We could try to come up with something clever to get a few people close, or we could wait for Samira to make her way here. Her and her army could perhaps build some more boats, and we could amass a small fleet to assault the temple. I fear that. Have we received any indication of how many 1T there are? Do they show any sign of faltering after so many attacks?
He'll just shake his head. The numbers seem to be countless. They're able to defend and, well, keep on the offensive more so than anything else, it seems. Ever since a few days after you left, well, it feels that we've been on our heels, always reacting instead of acting.
I think it would be unwise to take a fleet across the water to them.
Oh,
If
that's not what I was thinking at all. I mean, we are working in the blind here and we have been for a while. We need to know what's going on. I think that we should embrace ourselves on like a scouting mission, just the five of us, and find out what's going on.
Well, I do have another question. Have they taken anything during their raids here? Or is their objective simply to kill? If we know what they care about, we can strike with that.
They've taken civilians. Mainly, that seems to be a bit of their focus.
Hmm.
Has there been any communication from them?
Shake his head. No.
Oh boy. Do any documents remain from the olden days when they were fought off? Any knowledges from the old world?
Unfortunately, not here. If you wish to find treasures of that manner, well, I would go to Glent's. But that's weeks and weeks away.
What
No.
would Prince have to do with this?
They have a library that's, well, some say older than Elista itself.
I would very much like to go there.
Well, that could be a source of information as well, right?
Yes.
Regarding the UNT.
Many scholars go there to learn countless things. The only other place I've heard of that's got a flame to hold to it is the library in Vala. But a
Well-
bit more stuck up in their sorts of research. Always trying to progress more material things.
I think our first plan was a good one. To investigate the sewers from which they came and see if we can acquire new information by learning where they previously inhabited. Perhaps there is even a back door, or, well, no. But who knows what we will find there.
I mean, that is the easier job, I guess. I mean, I guess we could do a scouting mission there, and if we found nothing there, we should go somewhere else. And I think we should go to the temple. But
It seems there are no other good locations to check out. The Sunken
True.
Temple area, is there... why is that area of interest to Bradgar? Is it overrun or under attack?
That's where they found the spy that had been selling snakes to who she pinned to be guild members. And our assumption when hearing stories that Trace had been there are as well that she assumed he was either part of the guild or at least caught her eye in some particular way.
yeah, I'm kind of good looking, though.
Yes, you are.
She's a cold-hearted snake. Well, Renus, I hope we have not betrayed your friendship in any way.
I must say, I will not betray Bradgar. I will do what is right by Lahles, though. And may I ask you a question? With how you, well, presented the compass, I must ask, did you tell Bradgar of this? Or is this another secret you wish for me to keep behind my lips?
We have not told Bradgar of this, but it did not seem relevant to the conversation. Perhaps in time, but we do not honestly know what to do with this.
But one of the most important parts here is not to create conflict. I mean, of course, we keep it a secret, but we should try to be as open as possible to make sure we stand united until we know more about everyone.
We, well,
I
the
must
only
say.
thing,
Go ahead.
if what she says is true, then this possibly makes then that means that Bradgar is dangerous, and we should not reveal it to him. Revealing it to him, well, it did not. It would have only created further enmity between the two groups. And we have no interest in investigating this until after this war is over. The time to reveal it to him, I believe, is when the war is over.
As long as we keep a united front during the war, it's good with me. Sorry.
I must
I
say,
agree.
my gut tells me that each of you seem to have made up your mind with this conversation with the Lady Samir of the Wheat Civet, but I must stress to each of you once again, if you trust me to hold back such information from a dear friend of mine, I do wish for each of you to reconsider. And when I say that Bradgar is an honorable and good man, he only seeks to make Elista a better place. And
Well,
I don't think any of us disagree with that. Doesn't mean something might have happened in the past, though, that he regrets. He may be a good man today, but that might not have always been the case.
and we speak not that perhaps what has. I almost wonder. We are, I believe, if there is anyone we can trust, it would be you. Would you like to present the compass to Bradgar?
if it makes you feel better, as he kind of shrugs his shoulders, I'm unsure of what it would do. I just mean is she seemed to have presented it in order to drive a wedge through loyalty to the guild, and well, it seems that she's done such things with a small conversation.
Well,
I find it very odd that Bradgar did not give us any information regarding their history before sending us out there. He should have prepared us better to negotiate with her.
we cannot deny that information was hidden from us.
She wouldn't even speak with us when we first met with her.
As soon as she found out our guild, she quickly booted us out the door.
The only reason why she even spoke with us at all was when we started making offerings about Bradgar.
Reckon, you're a wise man. You've seen a lot of things through your years, right?
I have.
Have you been through any wars, raids, perhaps?
Always on the edge of said conflicts, never at the center like this. But I will say, if there's one thing that is certain, you can expect any side and any party to do what they feel is necessary, and often to any means.
Well, would you agree, even with having the wisest and smartest of the leaders, that perhaps if a war is looming on your city, such details may be overlooked?
That's how it appears now, I suppose. But I think my comrade's concerns is perhaps there was a reason for withholding the information.
I think he had more concerns, more pressing concerns, I should say. but I don't think that there was any ill intentions in the manner.
From our
I
first
agree.
impression of her, she seemed almost like an enemy, hardly even a rival. Which made us concerned why he would even send us to her.
Well,
If I bring
I
the
mean-
compass to him in the morning as you proposed, well, then I will find out these answers, if you wish.
I think it'd be best coming from you rather than us. He's already upset with the news we brought him.
just, well, you are a better judge of him than anyone. If he is fearful of the compass, or perhaps even eager to take it from you, I think there are possibilities you may have to consider. If he does not care if you keep it or not, then, well, perhaps it is as you said, she attempts to drive a wedge between us. Either way, there's nobody we trust in this city more than you. And there's no one we care about more than your family. So please do not doubt. Although although we have lied to bring Samir here, we have done it for the city. And although we doubt the guild, we trust you. And and if you have faith in the guild, then we do as well. I hope that means something.
As you see him kind of like look down, slowly bring his head back up. Well, I must say, our friendship did begin to forge over a secret. I suppose our friendship will just go stronger, adding more fuel to the spark that started the flame.
Yes, I can ask for nothing more. Thank you, Renus.
Well, perhaps you should get some rest. I mean, from the looks of it, you each had one hell of a day. Are any of you hungry?
Rapid.
Oh,
Fried, not
gods.
stirred.
Oh, but of course.
Didn't we just eat at the bar?
Someone might have, but I don't think I did.
More drink than anything.
I will be happy when this war is over. I cannot wait for it to end. To see Lahles happy again, that would be a sight.
True.
Should we, may we retire to our previous rooms, or would we to be sleeping at the guild?
If each of you wish to stay here, then I'm more than happy to have you as guests. Your friend Onyx brings such a joy to the boys. I don't see them any happier she's other than when she's around.
Wonderful.
So I don't sleep anymore. I would like to. Krev. Krev, may I borrow your smithing implements?
Sure.
I wish to begin work on. I wish to begin work on what I have learned from the book. So I have the 250 gold in diamonds. Is that all I need, or is there anything else I need to make that happen?
No, you will need a mold, and someone proficient in blacksmithing, such as Krev, in order to make a diamond, well, a pitten, essentially out of diamond dust.
Okay.
So, however you would like to go about doing that, I'm just for like an example, like a mortar, pestle, an anvil, and just taking a mace and smashing the diamond kind of thing like that. However you kind of want to go about the process, I guess that's kind of up to you. But when taking the dust and then using the mold to make the pitten-like object.
Okay, so the mold needs to be made first, and then
Correct.
and then I can make the pitten from that.
Yep, you'll just place the dust in there and then need like a forge in order for it to form.
The original text said that whoever makes the mold needs to be proficient.
That's correct.
Okay, or not proficient, but needs to have read through the book, or to have learned the book rather.
Yeah, well, so I was writing a lot of that in shorthand, which is definitely not the best idea for like a handout, to be honest. But basically, what I was meaning is, as long as someone has the knowledge, as long as another person is proficient in blacksmithing, they can make the mold and get that done.
I am proficient in blacksmithing now, so I will be able to do that.
Well, Krev, you got replaced, it sounds like.
We'll see.
It's
I mean, you can
still
give advantage still.
that this is important enough that I think we want to be working together on it if we can. But it sounds that first I need to get the materials for, and then we also need to find the spare time to make the mold. What kind of materials would it take to make the mold? Or can I just like break down something else I have to make it?
I mean, pretty much the same thing that you would use for like any type of mold, that you would use for like blacksmithing. I mean, I imagine just like hardened clay or something of the sort.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right. So that's
you know,
definitely something I can do then.
yeah, it's not meant to be like super difficult. I left it kind of vague, like I said, not just like the shorthand, but so then players can put their own spins on it.
Okay. In that case, I would like to begin work on making the mold alone, and then once I'm making the pit, and I'll pull in Krev once we have the time for that. We're in the middle of a war, so I feel like it might be a while before we get time for that, though. Would I be able to roll a smithing check?
Do you have any materials to make the mold, for flavor wise, or you just gonna
So
go ahead?
clay. Let's let me see what I have in my inventory. See if there's anything special I can make it out of.
I mean, to be fair, you are in Renus' tower, who's given you free reins to like his materials as well. So I'm, like I said, mainly just asking for like flavor aspects. So if there's something cool you want to do with it, just for like an example, I've had people make molds where like it's like they kind of carry it around in like a mug type thing, and just do different little things like that.
So the mechanical Cobra core, you said that it had like some kind of magical water in it that was making the Cobra run.
I'm drawing a blank on actually what you're talking about at the moment.
In the desert, we found a mechanical cobra, and I pulled out the core,
Oh, yes. Okay.
the battery, and you said that it was like a mix of metal and some kind of like special water.
Correct.
I would like to. I'll ask Renus. Does he have any dirt samples from maybe exotic lands, like or anything like that?
Let me do a check. Unfortunately, not. He has like some dirt, but it's nothing like special from exotic lands. Clay, bricks, things of that nature. But
All right. I mean, our journey pretty much started here. This is fair enough. I would like to get mud from downstairs. I would like to use prestidigitation to kind of like whisk the moisture out of it, and try to use the water from the magical water from the cobra core to try and make clay, and then form that into a mold.
okay, go ahead and give me a blacksmithing check. I'm not sure which modifier it adds, but this one will be a dexterity.
All right. That's all right. That's almost the same. Hiya! Yay! 11.
Not bad. I mean, from how you've like crafted in the past, you would definitely know that like, you could do significantly better, of course, but I mean, this is going to get the job done for sure.
Okay. So I guess that's what I'll be doing for most of the night, is just working it into a clay. Is it a so this is just a mold?
Yeah, you're just making the mold and then you'll have to put the diamond dust in there.
Okay. So I get I have the mold made.
Yeah, well, it'll take a bit of time, but I will ask each of you this real quick. Is there anything in particular anyone else would like to do during the time while Kadir's doing his crafting?
Oh, I would like to do something. I have a poison from the UNT, or from the big guy we harvested some, and I'm proficient in poisonous kill. Is there any chance I could make an antidote?
I don't see why not. I would think making a antidote would require more of a medical, like a medicine proficiency as well. But I would say that you could attempt it. That's for sure.
So wait,
Oh,
I'm sorry. Did you say poison from the big guy?
yeah, I got some from giant snake venom. I think I got it from. I can't remember where I got it from. But
Alright.
yeah.
You have snake venom from Jade.
Yeah, but I also got a vial of giant snake venom from someone else. I got like several. Huh.
Well, what about the spiders we fought before? Could it have been from that? Are you sure it was snake venom?
Yeah,
there's-
Sure.
There was that pit where a bunch of snakes came out of. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, that could be it.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, I could probably
but
easily find it in my notes.
It's not like they did poison damage anyway. Anyways, then I'm going to try to fabricate pre-poisoned arrows, if possible.
Yeah, I would say from just like your base intelligence, like knowing how, like this would, I mean, like how this would like potentially work. You're gonna need to keep your arrows either, I would say, marked or separate from the quiver that you have the rest of your arrows in.
I mean, from we talked about it earlier. I have from Jade. I have poison enough for 20 arrows. I would like to like pre-make those 20 arrows.
Okay, so if you're gonna take like basically all of your arrows and do it from your quiver, then that's
No,
That's
I have
perfect.
way too. I have way too many. I have 44 arrows at the moment. I'm going to turn 20 of them into poison arrows.
yeah. But your quiver only holds 20, right?
Yeah, but I have 2 quivers, right? You're right.
Yeah. So then at like that point, like basically like the 20 that you turn into can sit in one quiver and it won't affect the other ones.
That's smart. I'm going to do that. Yes, I would like to do that.
And then that way there's also at least somewhat of a way that you can tell which quiver is holding which arrows.
Yeah,
So
I'll do that.
go ahead and just give me a your poisoner's kit that
Yep.
check for me. I'm sure it works off of your dexterity, so you should be good with that.
Let's see. Dexterity. Normal roll. Ooh, that's good. 24.
Yeah, you're fine. It's like it's gonna take you roughly an hour to 2 hours to do this. I mean, definitely needing to be a bit careful, but you can get it done.
Sweet.
Anybody else?
I think I'm sleeping.
Like a baby.
Yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
Onyx,
Say
just
that
double
for
checking
yourself.
with you.
We almost died.
Hey, to be fair, you're new at this, not sleeping, Katia. I've been doing this all my life.
Erica, is there anything you wanted to do?
No.
All right.
All right. Well, with that, then we're gonna go ahead and take a small break, and we'll be back in just a couple moments. So stay tuned and see what happens next. Perhaps the investigation into the sewers.
Perhaps. Or maybe we're going to build a hot air balloon and fly away.
Maybe. Who
You
knows?
never know.
We'll see what happens.
I'm Mary
back.
Poppins,
So
y'all.
Dragon Balls. We went a couple different directions on that.
So, as we're back with more business in Lahles, each of you, well, most of you, I should say, had decided to retire for the night after the long, dreadful day that you had had. The battle that was a fierce fight for over a minute, nearly a minute and a half straight, without any let up. Onyx, Krev, and Rekid, the three of you retire for the night, getting some much needed sleep. Trace, you begin your night making sure that your arrows have a poisoned attribute about them, as discussed before going on break. And Kadir, you working on the mold. So, with that, we will get our rest for the evening, as each of you all awake on April 24th, which now officially will be level 5. So if you want to go ahead and do your long rest, get all your hit dice back, hit points, all of that good stuff. Guess most importantly, spells.
Yeah, my spells.
Yeah, for you, Rekid, especially.
Big magic energy.
Hey,
It's
you are
spelled,
the wizard of the group after all, right? So
yeah, spelled Fist. Fist.
He hasn't used Big B's magic hand. He used Big B's small hand. It's a wizard spell for you big
Yeah.
wizard fans out there.
You wizard heads out there.
That's all I got.
Someone else say
Sure.
something.
That was my big funny. I did great. Look at me, self high five right now.
Well, as each of you awake, you hear the fire already crackling downstairs as the smell of breakfast is beginning to fill the tower on the first and third floors. Kadir, use giving it getting like that nice aroma of the smell as you are finishing up your addiction to crafting. Well, I think that's a good thing to call it, or a safe thing to call it.
Fair.
And the rest of you up on the third floor in your rooms. Onyx, you'll begin to hear a knock at your door. In a very unrhythmic pattern, and as you hear it just like you'll hear the voices of the goblin twins. You awake?
Of course. How can I be of service?
Are we gonna be able to play more today?
Of course.
Can you teach us new things?
Why not?
And then you'll hear them both just, yay! As they scamper down the hall. And then you hear the footsteps kind of dwindling as they make their way down the stairs.
sorry.
So the floor is yours. If there's anything in particular you'd like to do, feel free.
Well, Bradgar did want us to show up to the guild hall today.
So
He is our boss, right?
I suppose he did.
Oh, I don't like that word.
Just checking.
Our boss.
We elves are free people. We like to do our own thing.
Well, as each of you reconvene on the second floor after getting everything ready, dressed, all that good stuff for the day, you will see that there are 5 bowls with that are sitting in front of 5 empty chairs. The 2 goblin twins with a chair empty in between them, as both of them are eating some oatmeal. You'll see that there are what appear to be little blue berries that each of you would safely assume probably relate to being blueberries.
It occurs to me, I don't think I ever gave the compass to Renus. I'd like to pull it out and compare it to the group map, just to double check it's pointing in this direction, or this direction, right?
Yeah, roughly like I said, it's very south southeast, eastern maybe like 10-15 degrees.
Could you try to walk back and forth in here and see if you can see the arrow moving?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, in theory, if you were good at math, which I would be in real life, you could calculate how far away it is. Fairly easy.
That would be
Also
big.
super far away.
Yeah, that would be big arithmetic.
Well, depending on how much the arrow moves, of course.
I presume it does move very slowly as I walk around.
It does not actually.
Oh,
Oh, that means it's very far away. Or the compass doesn't work like that.
how quickly does the direction change?
It's almost unnoticeable.
So very far away. All right.
Like I guess like if you were to like look at a compass, like the difference would roughly be like 30 degrees more towards the south than like where it's pointing now than it was in Mito. So it's changed a bit, but not much with that amount of travel.
Oh, so it was So you said that it was pointed east southeast from Mito, which points in this direction.
Yeah, roughly.
But currently it's pointed south southeast, which is kind of
Yeah.
in this direction.
So I think it's about like 30 degrees.
So my answer to this is that I probably, looking at a map and kind of guesstimating that, I would say that it's pointed roughly to Golden Leaf. Or, well, I mean, or at least somewhere in the southeast portion of the Empty Tide Sea, or maybe even southeast of Gold Leaf, but like definitely like in these 2 squares of this 40 square mile area. That is definitely extremely easy to check by hand.
Yeah.
Well,
That's far away, so.
it is. Wow. All right. Well, in that case, I'm willing to hand over the compass to Renus then.
Okay.
Is there anything I notice about like its make or anything particular? Or does it look like what's it? I never even asked. What's it made out of?
It is made out of bits of wood and iron.
Does it look like a particular make that looks, again, particular to any place in the world? Like elvish, dwarvish, gnomish, halfling? Or even, to a particular city's type of craftsmanship? I do have woodworking and smithing proficiency and history, and investigation. So just let me know which, if any, honestly.
Give me
Well,
an investigation check.
And I will guidance. Well,
I mean,
I'm glad my roll's stellar today. I've rolled a 1 and a 2.
other than like noting that it's, I mean, fairly old, like craftsmanship. So leaning towards it could be perhaps a dwarf craft or a gnome craft, but you're not too sure.
All right.
But it's definitely old.
All right. In that case, I will hand it over to Renus.
All right. Renus will say, "Are you sure about this?"
Well, I trust you, and to be perfectly honest, if even why do I always attempt to complicate things? I trust you. Here you go.
Alright, he'll take it, place it in his pocket, and then say, "And what do each of you plan to do for the day?" You're going to go speak with Bradgar.
I suppose we should. We will.
We're expected at the town today, at the guild, I think.
Yes.
So
I'm
think
sure
that
we
we
will
go.
be investigating someplace or another. Looking for
Right.
someplace new to die, I suppose.
Well, we were talking about maybe investigating at the sewers where we all found them at the beginning.
I'm sure it will be very safe.
True that.
Just like everything we do. Extremely safe.
Are supplies available right now?
Very limited.
Yeah.
But
That's-
but how are we on gold, etc.? Maybe we should start thinking ahead.
I also must ask, how do you plan to get in there? Other than the ones that have been broken through and compromised, where we have our forces set, the other sewers are sealed.
Well, we'd have to speak, I guess, with you and Bragdar about unsealing a particular one.
Which one?
You want us to join them? Well, the one by the one
Preferably
where we
the
originally
original.
went. Yeah, the one where the vampire was.
Well, if you
Okay.
all plan to go speak with Radgar, then I will accompany you. And, well, let's just say I will avoid speaking unless being spoken to avoid any more unwanted conflict or drama.
That sounds way too wise.
Or a wizard.
Haha.
Are we? So, question: Are we? Do we want to go shopping?
I just wanted
Well-
health potions.
Well, I was kind of thinking if we know for fact, maybe it's not now, but it's soon. We need to journey to the temple. Maybe we should consider getting a boat made, or having a boat ready.
Well, of course, we're going to use Jeeves again, right?
Now, someone threw out air balloon in jest, but I think that is a great idea.
That's actually true. I would love that. I mean, I'm an
'Cause-
archer, right? I can just-
Because you know what's not in the sky?
Snakes.
Giant ass snakes, yes.
Well, have you ever seen the movie called Snakes on a Plane?
You never heard of snakes in a hot air balloon?
That's the sequel.
With our new powers we have now, I can either give us the ability to breathe underwater or walk on water.
Have you considered using create bonfire to create a hot air balloon?
A what?
Create bonfire to power a hot air balloon.
What is a hot air
Oh.
balloon?
Ah, yes. I see that you have not heard of this in your culture. You see, a hot air balloon is a balloon, and when you make it very hot, it go floaty floaty into the sky. It is very cutting edge.
And how does that help us? Sending a balloon into the sky.
Reckon?
Well, I'm just assuming they could make more of those big water snake things, and that would mean I want to be as far away from the water as possible, and that would be the sky.
And we haven't seen them make big air snakes yet, have we?
Oh, geez, is the table made of wood?
Okay, hold on. Now that I've caught my breath and I've stopped laughing for a moment, I do have to go ahead and point out that like flying like anything is not a thing at this moment. I have tears in my eyes right now. I had to catch my breath.
So you're saying hot balloon technology is not invented yet, or what?
Yes, that's
It's pretty-
correct. Like the same with like gunpowder and other things of the nature.
So
To the
you're-
laboratory.
Turn into a bird.
All right, Renus, we need you to vacate the lab. We must experiment. It's like, also, send the boys in. They will be very important. If you can imagine the little goblins on air balloons.
We need their exact weights. No particular reason.
Ah, yes. What is it? 20 pounds each? Lovely. This will work.
Can you hang on to the side of a wicker basket?
Are you still on mute dying, Kyle? Oh,
I'm
fuck.
so
That's a yes.
I've kind of controlled myself, but it would be hilarious to picture that.
Wreck-It, right? Wreck-It. Your next level is an artificial, right?
Hey,
Just
that'd be
saying.
cool.
All right. I'm sorry for this extremely meta conversation that clearly could not have occurred in universe, but you know what? I'm okay with it.
I will say, like, as a DM, I'm totally open to you guys like exploring things. For an example, a campaign that I'm running right now, they are coming up with the idea to invent dog sleds so they can get through the snow a bit quicker.
How can that not be invented? That seems like
yeah,
fairly
I
low
was
tech.
asking, like, how low tech is this?
I would consider it like a Spartanish times.
Oh God, that's
Well, I mean, still, I mean, something like drag hose and so on was invented fairly early, right?
yeah. Like by that reckoning, like, by that reckoning, we should not have like any kind of advanced smithing, really.
Can crave polymorph yet?
Not
Like,
like
I'm not like the biggest history buff or anything, but like to like give you like that kind of an example, like or like deep sea sailing is fairly dangerous. I mean, there's definitely no flying anything. Crafting with like all the ore that like you would normally find is fine with me, but so there's no like limitations on that manner.
Yeah, but like if you think about it, what like something like crossbow is very high tech, then, right?
Yeah, that's the crossbows weren't invented until like around, I want to say somewhere between the year 1000 and 1200.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
BC is talking somewhere around the. I mean, Spartanish times speaks more to like BC typically.
We should go talk to our boss.
We should.
Yeah, I suppose we should.
Like I
Also,
said,
you-
not like a history buff, but like it's fairly old. It's definitely not like higher end technologies by any mean.
I would ask though, do we plan on going on or in the water today?
Most likely no.
Okay.
I'm sure we will be fine. Unless we hunt.
Well, if you plan to go in the sewers, as long as you're okay with walking through whatever that gunk is.
It's the sewers. I think we know what it is. But thank you for your concern. We do have quite a bit of money. Are there still any vendors here by chance that we could perchance purchase good armor and swords from? Armaments?
All resources have been allocated towards the guild.
Is there the ability of purchasing items from the guild? Perhaps a quartermaster?
Yes, you could speak to Sir Riffin.
All right. Very well.
is anyone a leather worker?
I don't know any by name, but I know that there's a few that are working with the guild.
I look at the Onyx for a moment. What kind of armor is Onyx wearing?
Onyx is wearing scale mail.
Oh. I just feel like we should maybe spend some of our resources to like toughen up, like especially Onyx and maybe myself as well. Well, maybe not that much me, but at least Onyx and Wreck-It if we can.
I think Onyx is perhaps the best we can do for now. Because Rekid does not wear armor, and Krev does not wear metal armor.
True.
I could use potions though. That would be.
Oh,
Maybe,
God, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't really have any gold because I gave everything to Kadir. I have a ring though, that's worth a lot. I'll give you the ring I have to Kadir.
And
You better. Sorry.
I look down at it and it was just like with a look, and I'm like, okay.
It should be worth 500 gold. So I don't know how far that will get you, but yeah. You're adding it to your inventory, right? I can delete it.
I'm adding it to the group inventory. You said how much was it again?
500 gold. Platinum ring with a ruby. In general, I don't really need anything, but I must admit, as Record said, a healing potion would be nice. I mean, we saw our last combat. I could have done a lot just having one healing potion to put it inside you.
I think we have a good start.
But, Krev, you're a druid, right?
Yes,
Don't you have access to a herbalism kit?
of course.
Can't you make basic potions or healing remedies?
Should be able to, yes.
So wouldn't it be smarter if we bought the materials and made them ourselves?
Well, if the potions are hard to find, then yes, that would make sense.
I have proficiency in herbalism kits.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Well,
I
then
feel
you
that
choose.
resources of that nature would be a bit difficult. If you would like to spend the time needed, I have a bit of resources, I think enough to make two.
Well, I would at least like to get a healer's kit as well. Is that just something I can get one?
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to get that at the guild, that's for sure.
I'm sure there's plenty of those with the war going on.
That's fair.
Oh dang! I had a healer's kit this whole time. I didn't know it.
You what?
It's okay.
That could be handy.
No, I passed that medicine check. It's all right.
I also have one.
Oh. Well, all of us should probably have one, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go buy
alright.
some when we get to the guild.
All right. So yeah, let's. We can speak to Riffin about buying new purchasables.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
All right. In that case, we will be on our way.
And our healer's kit can automatically stabilize, right? Or how does it works?
Yeah, his 10 uses, I believe.
Yep.
That's correct.
Sweet.
All right. In that case, let's make our way down to the guild, and we want to speak to Riffin.
Trace just follows along.
So, heading out, each of you would note that it is quite a cooled day, the wind whipping just a bit, and you will notice that while the day is young, there are quite a bit more people in comparison to when it was night and rainy. But with a pep in your step and a goal in mind, each of you head down the street, Renus in tow after he tells the boys to stay inside the tower. I assume everybody is going with.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
So, as you make your way to the Corn Silk Rat Guild Hall, you'll notice that the doors are open as there are 8 guards standing outside. You hear a bit more cheerful atmosphere coming from inside as each of you begin to approach, the sounds growing louder. With Renus in tow following along, as each of you make your way inside, you will see Bradgar Grin standing, giving a toast. Here, Corn Silk Rat, hear me now. Today, we plan to take back what is ours. Our pride. Our rightful duty stands here. We have to protect the city and the civilians within. Each of you, muster the strength. We fight a new war starting today. And a bit of more than a half-hearted cheer kind of like follows along as a few of the guild members hoist some tankards. About 30% of the others not really seeming to pay much attention. As he steps down, Bradgar will move over towards each of you, extend a hand and greeting Renus. Morning, brother. Renus gives him a bit of a nod. I'm glad to see each of you. As he moves, looking over towards the rest of you, have decided to come and speak with me this morning as requested. I assume that each of you slept well?
Oh, yes. Much needed after almost dying.
A very necessary rest.
Well,
Very true.
let's just say hopefully any sort of bad taste has faded. With that day behind us now, let's look forward to a brighter day.
I concur. that we have more power together than we ever did apart.
As each of you had brought forth the great idea of investigating the sewers a bit more, I wish to hear a tad bit more about it. But with our problems rising out of the empty tide sea itself, we've begun to think of ways to, well, perhaps get a bit closer to see exactly what we're up against.
Well, I know not what your capabilities are, but I would say options for that are either to take a very large force by boat or take a small force by air. I presume if you are a powerful enough wizard to cast Scry, then you may also perhaps be able to fly.
What are you, a gnome?
And
Rhyming over here?
I do have such things, and with Venus by my side, then, well, each of us are nearly able to accomplish what most would seem as impossible.
Well, I think between between the two of you, you could easily muster bringing a small but powerful force to their front gates, perhaps in an attempt to assassinate their leader, whatever that may be. That would be very risky, though. I think.
I
I only
agree.
wish that I were powerful enough to bring significant aid.
But perhaps risk is exactly what you need. See, after we spoke last night, as he begins to, gesture each of you towards a table where you see some tankards sitting, already waiting, as each of you feel that he was very much so anticipating your arrival. He says, well, I started thinking a bit more. Perhaps this is exactly what they want. They want us on the back foot. It makes it a bit harder to think, a bit harder to plan ahead. But if we're able to start moving the fight to them, well then, perhaps their might may dwindle a bit more at our doorstep.
I am inclined to agree. What are you suggesting?
Well, a fleet of ships seems far too risky. Easy to sink. And, well, if anyone is dressed for battle, then they're almost sure to drown. But if we're able to move through the water undetected, well, then we could arrive right exactly where that temple is rising from the sea. And undetected, hopefully, we will be able to sneak about and acquire a bit more information about our enemy.
That would be fortuitous.
The only issue that lies that only Renus and myself have, well, the capabilities of doing such things, which means that either him or I would have to put ourselves at stake. Which I feel the risk may be maybe far too willing to go for. We only have three capable leaders remaining.
What ability is it that you're speaking of to do this?
Well, the first one that comes to my mind is polymorph.
Yes, I don't have that yet.
I think you turn into different animals, right?
Well, I can turn into animals as a druid, but it's not quite the same power as polymorph.
Oh.
You can turn into much more powerful creatures with polymorph, usually.
See, I was thinking if a sea creature was large enough to be able to transport a sizable, well, perhaps not sizable, but well-equipped force. One capable of doing above and beyond the call of duty. Well then, we might be able to get a foothold.
I was thinking maybe you were speaking of Pass Without Trace, or Water Breathing, or Water Walk.
I mean, they must be able to find a decent sailor in this town. I mean, the temple is not that far, right?
No, you can see it from the shore.
And I assume we all capable in water, right? I mean, I've done my fair share of swimming. I'm not that afraid of it.
Are you proposing traveling underwater?
Well, I mean, you said you could do underwater breathing, right, Krev? So, I mean, I should
Well,
just go in there
I
and
can
then...
do that. I don't know if Ragnar was planning anything of that nature.
Well, perhaps I may have been thinking a bit farther than needed, but perhaps a whale be able to hold a small squad in its mouth and make its way. Wouldn't even raise an eye. But people walking on the water, swimming, if you get caught, as some of the ships have seemed to have their fate's been bestowed upon them, being lost at sea, well then, if the spell fails at that point, we'll all be in quite a bit of trouble.
Yes.
Yes, at that rate, a whale could dive deep enough into the darkness that, well, perhaps even their eyes might not see.
Well, the water breathing spell is not one of the ones that can fail.
This water breathing spell of yours, Krev, how long,
Waterboarding spell.
That's my favorite spell, waterboarding.
how long does it last?
So the water breathing one lasts for 24 hours, actually.
That's pretty damn decent. I mean,
Yes. Not only that, but it's a ritual. Same with water walk, but that one only lasts for an hour.
Assuming we could like get a boat out there, and on the way out there, you ritually cast that spell on us, and then we get there and.
Oh, if we're
Well-
going out to sea, I would no doubt cast water breathing at the beginning of the day, no matter what. It's a ritual. There's no reason not to.
Suggest to this man, could we basically live underwater, like for like several days in a row?
Technically, yes.
It's plausible. Hopefully, if you don't go too deep.
You might get a little pruny. Not to mention the deficits for fighting underwater.
Okay, yeah. I guess I overlooked it, but Bradgar will say like, yeah. Well, I mean, yes, I do have that spell as well. If you think that, well, you wouldn't get tired swimming that far.
I mean, I'm just spitballing ideas here. I didn't know if we had.
Well, yes, same.
So, is this something we are intending to do today? And who are you intending to send for this?
Well, I did say I had orders for each of you in the morning, didn't I?
I presumed you wished for us to investigate the sewers for information first.
I think that we could send some, well, guild members of a less formidable stature than each of your own, but to do such things, keeping them close to be able to send reinforcements at a timely manner if necessary. But each of you, well, I do have to admit what you did on that battlefield the other day. I don't think very many others could have done such things. And as he looks over, you'll see Orth and Nalra at a table still sitting by themselves. None of the other Corn Silk Rat guild members are near them, only surrounded by the remaining Wheat Civet guild members. And there seems to be no conversation going on between the two guilds. Oh,
Do we? How many members would we be able to bring if we were to storage them, say, in the mouth of a whale?
well, rough estimate, I was thinking perhaps 10.
Hmm.
11 if you include, well, let's say we turn our good friend here, as he pats Krev on the shoulder, into the creature. If you count him, well, then 11.
Is this something you would be okay with, Krev?
Why not?
I would like to make an insight check. Does he seem at all excited to get rid of us? Like, is he sending us on a suicide mission?
Go ahead and give me. I'm sorry, I just started laughing again when you said it.
Does he seem excited? Are his eyes rolling back from the insane power trip he's having in sending us on a death mission?
Was he lying about
Give me an insight
feeling
check.
better about last night?
That is my oh god.
God.
I have rolled a 1, a 2, and a 2 this game so
I
far.
will say, I mean, his eyes do seem to have a bit of a spark about him. But he just to you seems re-energized, as he said, looking forward to a brighter day with their new plan on changing the tides of the war.
Literal tides.
All right. So, was there anyone else you intended to send with us? Perhaps Riffin or any other?
Well, I must say, after your venture the other day, if each of you, while looking quite remarkable this morning, I must add, seem quite ready for another day. I did not exactly plan for each of you to accept such a request. If each of you go, well, I think it would be best that the Wheat Civet accompany you in that endeavor. If we have each of you, gesturing towards the 5 of you, on this, how you would say, new act and new plan of attack against the enemy, well, I don't see a reason to send anyone besides yourselves, to be quite
So-
honest.
The likelihood of us being able to fight off this entire snake horde is unlikely. How would you retrieve us after the fact? Once Krev ceases being a whale, he will be unable to return to his form.
Then, when you are able to secure a nice area, perhaps a little safety net, we'll say, a fallback place, well, then I can send you a message, scry upon you myself, and then bring reinforcements to that location. It'll take a bit of time, but no more than a couple of minutes.
So you speak of teleporting more men in.
Yes, this will be the last time I could do such things, but fortunately, Renus is capable of such things as well.
What I was gonna say is, what about getting us out?
Well, if you wish to leave, we can make adjustments for such plans, but I quite honestly thought that each of you would like to see this through.
That's not what I meant. What I meant is, once we are on the battlefield and done our damage to them and need to get back to town, how are we getting back if we need to escape? We're being
If we send,
coming out there, and if I'm no longer a whale,
Venus would be so kind to send me, well, then I can send us back if needed. But in a week's time, then Venus can come take my position with new reinforcements and we can interchange the guard. Listen, as I said, this is quite risky and it will take time, but if we don't begin to take the fight to them, then the fight will always be on the doorstep of Lahles.
I am inclined to agree with this, but it sounds that you believe we will be able to drive home the death nail today. We have struggled with even their foot soldiers, albeit many of them. We are not a panacea, a cure-all for this illness of the 1T. This seems to be a mission that has a low chance of success.
yes, and especially when we have an army coming to back us up.
Well, as I said, I wasn't fully confident that you would accept the task, but if you're inclined to deny, well, perhaps then you could investigate the sewers.
When would you propose us take this task if we were to? Was it today, or do we need to plan, like you said?
I would like to plan it a bit more thoroughly, but as you said, it was more of a general idea. I do
Let's not
believe
get
if
ahead of
we put them on the defense and make them protect their temple that they're rising from the sea, then they won't have as many forces to send towards the city. We can begin to protect the civilians, at least relieve the pressure.
Agreed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. We do need to plan this out.
Renus, what do you think of this?
I do agree that it's a bit risky. I do believe, Radgar, you are maybe acting a bit too hasty. We don't even know if that would give them any distraction. We have no idea of their numbers. And with that amount of time we would need, then that means neither you or I, when in Lahles, can help defend the city to our full potential. But I don't have a plan myself.
Well, I think in the meantime, until this plan comes to full fruition and understanding, I think we need to research our opponents more to understand why they take people from the city and for what purpose. There are only a few things I can consider, and none of them very pretty. Investigating their home, I think, is the closest we will come to gaining knowledge. If you open, if you, I indicate that I think it was the one in the marketplace. If you open the sealed door in the marketplace, we will go inside, and we will investigate where within.
Renus, do you think that this to be best? He'll nod in agreement with your plan. I do think that Kadir is right. I think it's best, after speaking with them once they arrived from the rain, that figuring out more about our enemy is our best option. While we may sustain losses defending the city, we're doing just that. We have reinforcements arriving in time. It will replenish the numbers lost.
Can I insight Bradgar's like mental state? Is he like unstable or something? Or is he kind of off? Can I do that?
Sure.
Is that why he's proposing this? Okay. Where's my? I'm assuming I would not have been able to guidance this. Let's see, insight. Oh, come on.
He just seems fully confident that
Mhm.
if the fight is taken to them, it will alleviate the pressure on the city.
Sure.
But as I said, as Renus continues, I do think that they have the right idea. We should let them go into the sewers and see what they find. There may be more down there than, well, they were able to see before. As each of you would see Renus get a bit jittery, like shifting back and forth when saying this, because of, from what each of you would feel, trying to be vague about the situation with the twins.
Well, in that case, we will sally up, prepare ourselves, and sally into the sewers if this is agreeable with all of you. I think I would like to we would like to requisition some equipment before we sally in. Is this agreeable?
What are you thinking?
We need to make sure that we are properly armed and armored. We know not what is inside, whether there are 1T or other monsters in there. We have no guarantee that this sewer area is not fully inhabited. We know not even how they reproduce, so they could even be maintaining a base inside of our own city, and we may not know. If you have not checked previously, that is.
Or there could be some kind of transportation device.
It could literally be anything.
So what are you thinking? Potions?
Yes.
Well,
Gosh.
potions, and we would love some better armor on our bard.
Well,
Onyx.
resources are a bit tight, but we've got a few things. If you all agree to go in there and see what you can find out, then well, feel free to grab whatever you think you'll need.
All right. Would we be able to requisition stronger swords, weapons? Or purchase them if they do not exist?
And as you see Radgar get a little down when he says this, with Aaron fallen, we have a rapier that's going unused. It's, well, pretty well crafted. Think that she got it from the dwarves in the north. But we have a couple of others. A scimitar, longsword, and an axe. Well, let's just say they're better than most.
Well, I believe Onyx would like the rapier. That would increase her ability to have the enemy pay dearly.
Well, with each of you being members, the only thing that I ask is if you wish to exchange any gold for these wares, if you would like to make a donation in order to repair the city, give back to the citizens of Lahles, that is up to you. But other than that, with your payment thus far and your loyalty being with the guild, I don't see any requirement to exchange any coin.
Well, I think it is only proper that there be some form of donation. We will figure this out.
Not forced. I do not know what you all fully encountered in your travels to Mito, but nonetheless, speak with Sir Riffin. I do believe you will be quite pleased with what is available. As he kind of like looks over each of your weapons, like seeing what you have with your arms and armor.
Speak for yourself. I'm fucking Bugman City up in here.
Like I said, most. But
All right.
with that, he will just say, the day is young. If you wish for the to go into that particular manhole, then Renus, would you be so kind? Renus gives a bit of a nod, and then Bradgar will say, well, then if you'll excuse me, I will go let Riffin know of, well, your request. And he will excuse himself, and as he does, Renus will look over and say, excuse me as well, and begin to follow Bradgar, placing a hand on his shoulder as he catches up, and you see both of them give each other a smile as they make their way away. You'll see them both eventually go around a corner and where you assume from the conversation being just held where Sir Riffin to be.
All right. So Riffin, I presume that you got our request.
And so as each of you make your way down the hall, like pretty much quickly following Bradgar, you'll hear just the, like pretty much the mids and end of the conversation of Bradgar letting Sir Riffin know that each of you will be there. And as you get a bit closer, hearing, well, so quickly, here they are. As they make their way away, Bradgar will give each of you a smile, a little bit of a bow, and a nod as him and Renus continue on. Well, I hear each of you will be fulfilling quite a particular request.
Yes, we will. I believe, well, we know not what we will be walking into, but I think we would like to get some equipment for some of our comrades before we sally into the enemy.
Yeah, you want what everybody else wants. A little bit of potions and better equipment. Luckily for each of you, Redgar cleared to kind of break into the reserves. And he'll say, all right, give me a list, as he grabs a piece of parchment and a quill.
If you have any upgraded medium type armors, preferably scale, that would be agreeable to us. If you have any upgraded shields, of course, upgraded rapiers, and last but not least, healing potions. We of
Shields, leather armor, rapiers, potions. As he's like frantically scribbling down, trying to keep up.
Can't you just walk us in there and let us see what's available?
He gives you a look. No one's allowed in there except for me.
And if I might say, we are intending to make donations for this, whatever it takes to make sure we are ready, of course.
The rest of you?
I'm good.
Just potions, really. Yeah.
I mean, potions, maybe a better shield. That's about it.
Alright, well, that seems easy enough. A little bit lighter on the request than most.
The travel light.
Unless you have better studded leather as well.
I think that was on the list too.
Okay, couldn't remember.
So, I mean, particularly the reason I was looking for like a list is because instead of doing like, 25 checks to do this, I can just give you what's available.
Mm-hmm.
There is 3 +1/+1 shields, a +2 studded leather armor, a +1 studded leather armor, 2 +2 rapiers, and 3 potions of healing. And 1 potion of greater healing that will be offered as well.
All right. So
I mean, I wouldn't mind that stuff little outburst too, but just saying.
You're never in combat though. You're always behind a tree, out
No.
of
That's
sight.
just-
So you don't.
yeah,
really,
Which
It
is the
shouldn't be a
best
problem.
person to
Sure.
have the potion, so if someone goes down, he can move over there quickly.
You can move the 100 feet and heal the.
In 4 turns, you'll be okay. Maybe.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure Wreckit can probably move close to 100 feet in a single turn.
In there.
He's a quick boy. All right, so that means 2 + 2 rapiers for Erica.
Oh shit. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Erica, well, Onyx, I'm sorry. Will you give me an investigation check when you get handed the rapiers, please?
Well, how much are they? I mean, can we afford them? Just like that?
So, as stated, there will be no exchange of coin required, since you are basically helping the guild in their war effort. I mean, they're gonna give you what you need, your members, and that's what you are working towards. But if you wish to donate any coin, then it will be given to the people who've had like damage to their homes and things of that manner.
I mean, then that started out +2 would be pretty nice, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but again, just so everyone's aware, any +1s or things of that manner are not considered magical items. They're just like better crafted.
Well, I'll take the startle down +2 and donate whatever gold I have left.
Yeah,
None of the items were magical, right? They were just plus bonuses.
correct. Onyx, when you look at the rapier, you will notice that I mean, while both of them are well crafted with a steel blade, there is a fresh engraving on them that says lioness on both of the blades. Both at the bottom near the hilt.
Ooh, sexy.
And if I didn't say
Fuck
it,
you.
it's pretty fresh.
in the best way possible.
Huh.
Oh man, that's sad. It's
Right.
really sad.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it, Kyle! Why you do this to us?
Like I said, some just became good. Like some good ones just became available.
Oh man, no next of kin or anything. Shit.
Yay.
Okay, so just double checking. I mean, you're gonna get the 2 +2 rapiers.
And I don't even know what armor are you wearing, Krav?
Just studded leather.
But basically, so far, what you guys are looking for, like, there are upgrades. So, like, I'm not gonna have you like roll like investigation checks unless there was a specific reason, like Onyx's. But other than that,
So I think we should have potions on put the potions on our frontliners.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be depending how many we get, of course? But it would be smart if I had one.
So question: if we take all of the potions, are we depriving the guild of the rest of their potions?
Sir Riffin will respond with, "We've got others on reserve, well, on hold, but these are held for." And then he'll kind of like lean in and say, "More secretive quest."
Oh, okay.
Can I insight that? What does that mean?
Sure, give me an insight check.
There we go.
You get that, like, he's pretty much like joking. This is like a private stash, essentially.
Okay.
So I'm thinking.
I'm donating 165 gold.
We got to talk about our other funds that we haven't
Yeah,
exchanged currency with.
I agree.
Well, let's figure out these potions real quick.
Yeah.
So I think we should prioritize folks that don't have any way to heal otherwise.
Right. Yeah. So I've got healing. I think the potion should go to Rekid and I guess
Yeah,
Kadir.
but how many was there?
3.
Yeah. But I
3
assume I got a
potions
healer.
of healing and 1 potion of greater healing.
I assume I got a healer's kit now, right? I could buy that.
And so I'm sorry, Trace, you snagged the +2 studded armor?
Yeah, I did.
Whoa, you dude, you're never on the front line. I think that should go to somebody on the front line.
Well, what can anyone use it for starting out plus 2? I thought you were going to shapeshift all the time.
I mean, I almost died last time. I mean, from getting hit. So I mean,
As did Erica.
yeah, and Christian.
Well, I can't wear armor, so don't worry.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
Erica was. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
would
were
you actually put
that
on
whole
you over
combat.
me when you're shapeshift all the time? I mean, I could get hit. I mean, I have died, almost died once, right? It's not like I've been
I don't know.
mortal.
Were you
I
ever
mean-
hit?
I don't think
Yeah.
you're always behind a tree or something. You're not in melee. So, I mean, it's
He took damage when the tree got cut down, essentially.
oh.
But
Well,
Like,
fair.
I'm-
If you feel that you deserve more million, then just take it, man. I mean, but you're
Well,
just shapeshift all the time.
I'm just thinking it makes more sense for somebody on the front line, like either Onyx or me. You know.
Well,
yeah, there's
Onyx
a +1
couldn't use it,
too.
right?
Just by the way.
Yeah.
But you said Onyx couldn't use
Plus
each one like scale main, right?
Or yeah, +1. Sorry, thank you.
I mean,
And then there is 2 shields as well. And
yeah, the shield would be nice too.
But like, well, I guess you can take the plus 2 within this craft if you feel like that's more important.
Well, yeah, I just think it makes more logical sense to put the frontliners with better armor.
In my opinion, I vote for it. I vote for the +2 to go to either Erica or Matt personally.
Well, I feel mad is a complete waste, but that's just me when he's shapeshifting. But Erica makes sense, but I thought she wanted scale.
She does, but it would also keep her from having disadvantaged stealth, and she is a Dex character, so
Oh,
it
no,
is
fair,
it is still a bonus.
If anything, I think
point.
Erica needs the more
armor class up.
survivability now. I think Erica should take the +2.
I think it would actually bring Erica's armor class all the way up to 18, if I'm not mistaken, which is
pretty good.
considering she's a melee bard. I think
And being that she's not using shields, I think that she should use the +2 armor.
my personal opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm using a shield, so
Well,
Yeah, I don't mind giving to I just don't. I'm also unimpressed you needed scales. That's why I said I took it.
I think I'm okay with you having the +1 studded leather.
No, fuck it.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I would
wouldn't
say if Erica's taking the +2, then I mean,
Yeah.
Because then you get the shield, he gets the +1, Erica gets the +2, and everyone gets an armor bonus.
I mean, if you're going that bad lot, you just give the craft the +1, then prioritize me for like weapons.
well,
I-
here's one thing I want to point out. Let's talk about that. Like, we can kind of plan out the hash of the items a bit more. But there's like, again, this is just from what each of you requested. So if there's like other things that you're looking for, there's, you know, a chance for them to be there. So
if you're looking for a better bow, I mean, did you ask for that? I mean,
yeah, I mean, like what I'm saying is just from the list that I had been given so far, like that was what was available.
That's why. Okay, that makes
So
sense.
I did
So-
ask for
another bow. and stuff.
medium/scale mail armors. Was that available?
Oh, I just heard medium. I'm sorry, I didn't hear any scale mail. There is a +1 scale mail.
All right.
Yeah,
I
my
mean-
apology. I didn't hear that part. I just heard like any medium armor.
The +2 leather is as good as the +2 leather is as good as the +1 scale mail for Erica. It just the only difference is stealth. So, yeah, I honestly I'm pretty much already fully equipped, so I'm okay with whatever direction you guys go. I think Reckon's
Yep.
feeling about the same right now.
I mean, I would like that greater potion of healing, if that's all right.
Fuck yeah.
All right, cool. And I will.
Trace, if you're looking for bows, there is a +2 longbow, and then short bow wise, which I'm pretty sure you're not interested in, is a +1.
Oh, I already have a +2 bow, so that doesn't really change it.
Yeah. I mean, not that you need like an extra chance to hit anything, but
Yeah.
Well, now I do.
I mean,
nonetheless, like I said, if there's any other things that you guys may be looking for, just like let me know in the Discord channel. But
I mean,
there is
it-
a good amount of available items.
in general, if we know there's that scale made +1, then give that to Eric, give the +2 to me, give the +1 to Greg, and we all go up armor, right? Or how is our stealth in general? Is it worth like actually trying to get good stealth from everyone?
I mean, it couldn't hurt to have good stealth. I mean, I do the pass without trace, but
Like we have Cinnabon, right? Well, sorry, Kadia.
I would think that's just like a personal preference. Like non-bias because of like how the roles seem to like more play out. If she didn't have disadvantage, she's gonna probably be better, because her rolls seem to be leaning more towards the low side. After I reloaded the character sheet, it seemed to help a bit. I mean, she's rolling
A
into
lot.
double digits more, so
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about like if you want to optimize, you can like if we give her the scale man, we can utilize 3 pieces of armor. If we don't, we can only utilize 2 pieces of armor.
well, like I said, we can discuss it, and it's available. So, if there's any other items, just let me know, and I'll let you know their availability.
Kyle, I'm donating 25 gold pieces for that potion.
You cheap bastard. And just to make sure, Trace, how much did you say you were donating?
165.
Okay.
would we? Are we thinking we would like to donate more from our secret stash?
Well, I'm not really sure what we're getting, so maybe.
I think we're good, personally.
Because I'm not sure if I'm getting an armor or anything right now.
I'm okay with whatever. I think what you put forward is okay. That you get the +2, Krev gets a +1 leather and a +1 shield, and Erica gets +1 scale and +2 rapiers. I think that is very even for everyone who can attain bonuses here. I think that's, I don't know.
I'm not really gonna use plus weapons normally as a druid, obviously. So the only thing I
Yeah.
can really do is boost armor for when I'm not in shapeshift.
Yeah,
So-
for when you get knocked out of shapeshifting, you're going
Right.
to die. Yeah.
Yeah, like the last battle where I had used both
Accurate.
shapeshifts and was on the front lines.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think this is agreeable because everyone is getting big bonuses who can. So
Mhm.
I think this is fair personally.
Okay.
Is everyone else willing to agree to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am worried about the stealth part, but Kadia, you still have disadvantage on stealth, right?
Oh, you fucking bet I do.
Yeah, so yeah.
I'm clunky ass insect man. Bug man, gonna come for you.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's okay. Our strategy doesn't really depend on
No.
the whole group like getting a surprise round, you know.
That's why I was wondering.
And-
like Eric can tell me
Although-
about armor.
I will say we do have a particular chance for stealth now because I can cast invisibility on people.
Well, and then I also
Wow.
have pass without trace still. So
Would something like elven boots be a magical item, or would this just be like?
Well, I like the divide right now. I think that is pretty even for everybody.
Yeah, that's how I like it to be.
I mean, does anybody else use shields? There's a +1 shield. Remember, there's like 3 of them. He said.
Fuck no, I got my Bugman shield.
Reckon,
Okay, I couldn't
can't you
remember if that
use
was a bonus or
shields?
Huh? What?
Reckon.
No, a lot of my stuff doesn't work if I'm using a shield.
He is illegal.
Really? Oh, I thought
Yep.
What?
monks could use shields for some
I
reason.
thought so as well. Oh.
They specifically cannot.
Yeah, yeah. The martial arts, like using an unarmed strike for a bonus action, depends on not wearing armor or a shield.
Real? Okay, because I thought that you could
Ugh.
like kick instead. For
I
your
just thought of a
unarmed
dope idea. What if you crafted brass knuckles?
Oh my gosh.
I
Good idea.
Oh, that was actually a good point. I mean, do we have any like armors of defense,
Oh
like
no.
for record? Oh,
usually the only way to get up monk's defense without magic is what is it? The bracers of defense, which give
Yeah.
plus if you don't have a shield or if
oh,
you
that's
don't
a
have
that's a medical item though.
yeah. And when I said magic, I meant like
Yeah.
shield or shield of faith or
Yeah, y'all. It's fine. I'm at a 19 AC right now.
Okay, you're
Keep thick.
good.
It'll be 20 when I get the ability increase at level 8.
So,
Wreck
so
it.
Well,
Eric,
with that,
you-
let's go ahead and get out of here. Sign off for the night.
Yeah.
Hey,
I just
So-
want to say a good description for Wrecked is he thick, he quick, he punch you in the dick.
yeah, that's good.
Oh
Yes. That would be
no.
dope.
Puppy is crying. She doesn't want us to go.
When the first time I think the first time I actually played with Trace, I was a monk and I was enlarged, kicked someone with a natural 20 in the groin, and the DM said that I kicked him so hard that he coughed up a nut, so I kept it.
Oh God.
Uh,
At least we hope it was a nut.
That was the guy who just like terminated the game all of a sudden, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
he just like left us all hanging in the middle of the podcast.
Oh, you are so weird.
But anyways, I hope everyone had a good night. And our plan next session seems to be going to explore the sewers and see if there's anything beyond the tunnel where each of you had been forced to retreat when running into what each of you know now as the Auntie. So, but with that, hopefully we can continue our game next week unless anyone has plans. I don't think so, but if anybody does, just let us know and we'll go from there. All the affiliates that you saw and had anything to do with the stream tonight up in the top left, music with Sword Coast Soundscapes, all the art from Lady Loxer. I mean, yes, everyone here has art done from her, and I personally think it is a fantastic job to say the least. And super excited to see some of the art coming in for Friday as well. 2-minute tabletops for the map and map assets, and Heroes Wanted Discord channel for supporting DM streamers for all tabletop games. Find all their links down below, along with my YouTube and Twitter. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more World of Elista. Hope to see some of you there. Krev, be ready to die.
Yeah. Well, Raven, I think. That's what you're thinking.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I guess I should say Wolfheart, be ready to die. But with that, everyone have a good night. See you next time.
See you.
Everyone.
Sleep well, y'all. Be well.